an adventure again, you could.
Good deal, mate.
Your choice, isn't it?
A few years ago, I was sitting at home and I was unpicking some threads that had been knotted. I don't know where they came from, I was just unpicking them for a reason. And it occurred to me that it would be nice if by unpicking this knot I could somehow be unpicking all the troubles in my life, in my heart, in my mind. And I began to think I'd write about somebody who could do just that. And so I've got a series of poems and short prose, about 40 pieces now. And each time I've written a piece I've discovered more about the man who can do this. So I know his name is the Knotsman. I know he lived in the 17th century. He was a cunning man, which is a kind of a hedge witch or a magician. I know he could do things like he could bring a cargo, a ship, safe to land from off a rock. He could bring a soldier from home. He could untie your wealth if it was caught up in something. He could cure illness. Now, of course, this sort of magic is always had a tension with the church and frowned upon, and so the piece I want to do tonight is a piece that deals with that tension. Somebody wrote this humorous, satirical piece. It's called The Undoer of Knots, and I think I've told you enough now to be able to know what's happening. So the priest is loosing knots within the church on Sunday morn. Says, loosing is the Saviour's work. The reason he was born, reciting all the miracles he'd done through his sojourn, and we all would be free on his returning. So he didn't like the crow they called the Knotsman coming by to the houses of the parish, with that cunning in his eye, saying, give me up your knots and I'll unknot them by and by. 'Tis not a mickle fee I'd be earning. Him's unhappy of a marriage that was older, him's unhappy of a magic that is older than his own. So he's got his bishop's blessing, and his candle, bell and gown, and he's got a mat of tatters, with the ribbons hanging down, in the pulpit, full of glee at his learning. And he's plucking at a gibber, and he's pulling off a fly, and he's thumbing at a fanny with a twinkle in his eye, and he's whipping out the tangles of the trouble mirror lie, full of all his scholarly discerning. Well, the squire and his family were sitting in their pews, the congregation all around to listen to the news. Well, he wasn't very happy when the squire lost his trews, had him falling to his knees on his turning, and his mistress had a shock when all her corselage it burst, had her flopping on an altar boy, that must have been her first, had them leaping for the vestry, and in their hands they pursed such fine and rosy cheeks, red and burning. And the village all in hooples with their marriage bonds awry turned to kissing all and sundry, throwing breeches to the sky. Such a casting off of petticoats it must have you had to turn an eye. The wooden man green in his gurning, and the priest cried out, my Saviour, why have you forsaken me? Your grip upon my hand is gone, and I am fallen free, and alone as any lost and common thief upon the tree, never to be released from this yearning. Well, the village settled down again upon a summer's day. The priest, he found his mission in an abbey far away, and the Knotsman saw the mat of tattered ribbons where they lay, sang, "Eh, knots for me!"